All right, examples in 6 and 7 are quite a bit similar to the other ones that we've been doing. So first of all, I'm going to find our vertical asymptote. Remember, that is just our h value, what we're adding or subtracting to x in the denominator. There is nothing added or subtracted. I don't have to shift this horizontally, horizontally I don't have any shifts. So my vertical asymptote's going to stay right there where x is equal to 0. So I'll draw that one for us first. Now our horizontal asymptote, though, notice that's our k value. It's just whatever our k was for our y. That one does shift up 1, so that's going to go up to a positive 1 for my horizontal asymptote right there. All right, now, again, I'm going to kind of just go ahead and make sure that I know where those asymptotes cross right there and kind of treat this as the origin. Now, this example is a little different. If you'll notice right here, we've got a negative a value, which meant that our graph that used to be up here in quadrant 1, it's going to be reflected over the x-axis. It makes it negative, so it's going to end up down here in quadrant 4. Same thing, it was going to be over here in quadrant 3. It's going to flip up to quadrant 2. So the easy way to do this, I just say take your a value. If you just look at that a as -4, when you go over 1, if you go over right 1 from where your asymptotes cross, that a value is the amount that you go up or down. So I am going to, since it's negative, I'm going to go down 4. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And put a mark right there. Now, when we go back one, when we go to the left one, we're going to go the opposite. So if I went down here, I'm going to go up here, but the same amount. So up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a lovely little dot right there. Now, these pictures, the graph is going to look just the same. Really, it's just going to get right close to the asymptote right there, right close to the asymptote on that side. Same thing up here in this quadrant. We're going to get really close to, oops, I messed that one up a little bit, close to the asymptote. So your picture doesn't look much different, even with that nice stretch. So it's reflected and stretched, and that's what we have. And again, our domain and our range are pretty easy to find. If you just remember, there's going to be basically two intervals right here for both the domain and the range. Okay, so they go from negative infinity on the left to positive infinity on the right, but we take a break. Remember, it has to skip over the asymptote, so it cannot be x equals 0. So we go clear up 2, but not including 0, and then close to 0, but not including 0 to infinity. Same thing with the range. It's just that 1 is the value that we skip there. So negative infinity to 1, and 1 to positive infinity. There we have it. All right, let's look at this next example. Let's do red right here. So our vertical asymptote right here is my h value. Now remember, it's x minus h. So if this is a -2, my h value is a +2. So it's just x is equal to, oh, whoops, I put h. I meant to write 2. You want to write a 2 right there. Color. Let's put a 2 right there. And your horizontal asymptote is your k value. So it's just wherever y is, that, which in this case is that -2. Okay, so x is 2. We're going to go ahead and draw our vertical asymptote there. X equals 2. Our y here is -2. So our horizontal asymptote is down here at -2. All right, let's go ahead and graph this. So I'm going to kind of really make sure that I recognize my new origin. That's where my asymptotes cross right there. And then you're just going to look at that 3 value. Okay, so this is just going to tell me when I go over 1 to the right, I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, when I go to the left, I go the opposite direction or down 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're just going to draw our picture to go right like so. And we're done. Okay, domain and range, they're exactly the same as before. All we're doing is looking for the value that we're skipping. So we go from negative infinity clear up to this asymptote, which is at 2, but doesn't include 2. So we put the parenthesis right there. And then we could pick it up again right after 2 to a positive infinity. And your range is the same thing. It's just with your y values, we're going to skip over -2 this time for our y. So negative infinity to -2 and -2 to infinity. And we're done. Next video, we'll finish up these examples.